Russell Brand. I knew, by the way, I knew this was coming. I didn't know what it was going to be. Either he was going to be racist or something like that.
Yeah.
But he's been accused of rape, sexual assault, and emotional abuse, which we talked about, by the Sunday Times of London. The investigation with Times of London and Channel 4's documentary team Dispatches published on Saturday at the UK. It'll air a 90-minute documentary. They obviously want to make money on allegations. 5 women, 4 whom asked to remain anonymous. I love those, anonymous. They never show their face.
Of course.
Agreed to share their stories for the sexual allegations. Elon Musk, Tate, and Tucker came to his events. Elon Musk said, of course, they don't like competition, suggesting he's being targeted as part of a coordinated media attack for his right-wing criticism of the media, which he details on his podcast, Stay Free. Andrew Tate, he said, welcome to the club, along with the image of a cartoon night with the caption, on my way to fight this crazy bitch allegations. And he also wrote Matrix Attack. Kelly, can you show the video of him and Tristan on his podcast, and he makes a comment about the situation.
Look at these guys.
That Russell Brand started this fight. Russell Brand is not an innocent victim, because just like us, he started the fight against the Matrix by telling the truth. He punched first.
Good.
Russell, you punched first, my G.
Good for you, though.
You punched first. You stood up and said, all of this stuff about the vaccine is a lie. And you punched first. And now they're punching back. You started the fight and now they're attacking you. So it is not unprompted. You prompted it. And I'm not saying that's the wrong thing to do.
You poked the bear.
You poked the bear.
I love
and now
Tristan.
the bear is coming for you.
Me and Brandon were there. By the way, me and Brandon were right in that room. Anyway, and then Kelly, show the clip of what these are the type of. Oh yeah, Kelly was there too. I forgot.
I'm cool.
I forgot. Kelly was there too, representing as a producer. She was a G. She was a top G, mate. Kelly, can you show the clip of him on Bill Maher a while ago? And Brady, you nailed it. This is one of the reasons you gotta go after
Bill
the guy.
Maher.
Show the Bill. Show the.
Okay.
It's
Here
gonna be.
we
It's
go.
gonna be. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Look. And then
Out of respect for you and your show, I've brought some facts. Would you?
Look, Bill Maher doesn't want to come.
Like,
Chris, what?
You just get the fuck out of here. This is not the place.
Not the place for facts.
We love
Mate,
facts. I love facts.
I wouldn't have mentioned it. I'm English, and you know that politeness is our fundamental religion. But they do pertain to this issue, so may I say something?
Please,
if they
please do.
inconvenience you, I'll stop saying them.
Brady
The
was right.
pandemic created at least 40 new big pharma billionaires. Pharmaceutical corporations like Moderna and Pfizer made $1,000 of profit every second from the COVID-19 vaccine. More than two-thirds of Congress received campaign funding from pharmaceutical companies in the 2020 election. Pfizer chairman Albert Bourla told Time magazine in July 2020 that his company was developing a COVID vaccine for the good of humanity, not for money. And of course, Pfizer made $100 billion in profit in 2022. And may I just mention, finally, and this is also a fact, that you, the American public, funded the development of that. The German public funded the BioNTech vaccine. When it came to the profits, they took the profits. When it came to the funding, you paid for the funding. All I'm querying is this.
Yes.
Is if you have an economic system in which pharmaceutical companies benefit hugely from medical emergencies, where a military-industrial complex
Look, Bill Maher
benefits from
can't let him
war,
talk.
where energy companies benefit from energy crises, you are going to generate states of perpetual crisis, where the interests of ordinary people
That's good, Kel.
separate from the interests of the...
Yep. That's and think about it. It was only a matter of time. You know what I mean? And then Kelly, guys, when it's everybody teaming up on you. Look at the magazine. Look at the magazine stand, and tell me right now it's not a concerted effort. Look at this. Look at this. Mirror, People, Boom. Every
like
magazine
echo
has him.
chamber.
The Observer. It's an attack. And mind you, because people pick it up and go, rapist. Didn't hear one person, Kayvon, didn't hear one story, didn't hear anything. And I realized something, guys. And this is actually a good point.
Wow.
Thanks, Cal. This is a great point. If you are going to fight the fight, and really, we talked about this, Brendan. If you're going to really go for it, if you're just in the way and you're not going hard enough, unless this shit happens.
Yeah.
Until
you're vilified.
Until they're like, wait a minute, we have to. What's up, Kel?
He is a villain already because he broke Katy Perry's heart.
she had something to, she mentioned something too. She's like, you guys don't know what I know about. It's like, bro, and this is what pisses me off, and I want to hear what you guys have to think. He's admitted his past sex additions. Mind you, I'm not condoning anything, because these are all allegations. I hate when people are like, he's a rapist, which that's the power of the media. If right now there was a magazine, Kelly, on every magazine, and they showed Brandon's face and it said rapist,
Thanks.
80%, 90% of people are gonna see that and see his face and go, oh shit, you're the rape guy. So don't believe the hype. He's written about his sexual addictions. He's had more sex. Let's think about Brady. That guy's had thousands of women, and he's open about it.
My man.
He's a movie star. He's never tried to hide it. Unlike all the people that are pointing fingers, bro. It's like the people that point. You know how much shit you have in your closet, and you're out here like.
But I think it's funny they call him out, but they can't release Ghislaine Maxwell's or the Epstein list, right?
Oh yeah, you're never gonna see that. You're never gonna see
can't
that.
release that, but this is important, right?
Yeah. And go ahead, Chrissy.
No, it's the same thing with RFK. It's like he's making moves. I remember when he was like in the Hollywood scene. I remember him being like a radical liberal. Like he was super outspoken about all of that, just with his actions. I guess socially, he was very, very liberal. And then now he gets clean, right? He changes his life. You see he's very brilliant. He's bringing different kinds of people on his podcast to talk about a variety of topics, right wing, left wing. He joins Rumble, which is like a huge power move, and it's bringing people on the right, on the left, center to come and listen to him there. These are huge strategic power moves that are bringing people together to ask the same question, them against us. And they don't like that. So they vilify you, they paint you as this certain thing so that it skews what he's really talking about. It skews all of the information about the vaccine. He talks about the proxy war, all of these things. They want you to negate from that, look at these allegations, look what a terrible human being he was, so that it confuses people. It's like an oversaturation of like information, and then it distracts people from like the real situation.
No, Brandon, do you guys, Kelly, I want to ask you too, do you guys think that the people, like, we get it? Like, we're like, okay, this was coming. Here come the girls, which happened with Brett Kavanaugh. Anybody that's trying to do something against that they don't want, this comes out. Brandon, I'm gonna go to you, and then I'm gonna go to Kelly. Do you think that it's like the people are aware of it, and we're just like, okay, we get it, just like COVID? Now people are waking up, or they're still gonna swallow?
The number's growing. I don't think it's everybody just yet, but I think the number's growing because the COVID woke a lot of people up, and then the Rogan thing woke a lot of people up where they're trying to smear him, and then the Trump thing too, and the Tate thing. So the pattern's starting to become clear with when people speaking out against the establishment, and then just coincidentally a bunch of hit pieces come out on them. Then meanwhile, things that are super easy to prove, like all of the stuff that goes on with the elites, the laws that they break, that's so easy to find that people on the internet expose it, but then there's no coverage of that. Then all these government resources go into things like trying to prove that Tate might have done something, or Trump did something, or that like Rogan did something, whatever. That's something that's pretty striking to anybody who like is willing to see both sides of something. So I think the number's growing because of that, because of the contrast between those two things.
Got you. Kelly?
Honestly, here's how I feel about it. This guy has been with 1,000 women. He has a history. I don't put it past him that I think the allegations are probably true, because lines get blurred all the time. So I'm thinking that he probably did do that, but now does that negate what he said about COVID? There's no absolutes in this world other than God's unconditional love, but there's no absolutes in this world. No human being is perfect. I'm definitely not freaking perfect, but I don't know about cancel culture, just taking over everyone's life. He said something right about, very right about all those facts he brought about the COVID vaccine and how Big Pharma benefited. But I also don't put it past him that he hurt a young girl.
So you would say, like, you feel that these people, these girls, because mind you, Kelly, 4 of them completely anonymous, which to me, it's like if you're gonna have a shocking evidence and people are gonna be sitting in the shadows telling the truth, but you can't see if you can't see the person's face, it's hard to see that person's truth, because they're just like when the media says anonymous source, Kelly, and then you just run with that story.
The same thing was happening with the Tates, and I believe them right now. I really do. They're both very nice. But when the lines get blurred like that, things happen for the girls as well as the guys involved. So they all agreed to get into those situations, and now there's like the details about that. It's not a you all walked into that. Now people do get hurt in those situations, so I think that that stuff has to get worked out in law and whatever. But I do think that the media, you know, like Christy was saying, Brand was on the left, so none of this came out when he was on the
Obviously.
left. But now that he's on the right, it's coming out and they're using it against him. So they were protecting him. So I still think he, you know, is responsible for hurting some women out there. Some of those women probably walked themselves into it. Same thing with the Tates and the girls. Like they were in that situation together. They all hold some responsibility for that.
Yep.
So, but again, it's you being an educated viewer and you picking and choosing the information that sounds real and what doesn't sound real, and using facts and conversations to work it out.
Got you. Good point. I mean, great point. And I think, and again, innocent until proven guilty, which in this country, it's nope, you're guilty.
Yeah.
You're not all right and you're not all wrong.
Yeah, and here's the thing. At the end of the day, who knows? Because apparently, because there was a 16-year-old involved, I'm sorry, that's the age of consent in England. It's 16 years old. I'm sorry. I don't make the rule. Yes. Can you fact check that? Because I'm pretty sure.
Is it? But he's
I'll
so
let you
much older.
I'll let you fact
Gross.
I'm pretty sure. Is it? I read that.
They do weird shit over there. Of course it is.
Regardless whether that's happening or not, like, look what we're talking about. This is exactly what they want.
Exactly.
This is the focus. And like, if it did happen, why is it coming out right now when he's making these moves?
Weird.
Like the timing of it just makes it so hard to believe or so hard to want to find out. It's just, it's
But it's
weird.
also like when they're pointing fingers too. But the thing is, when they're pointing fingers, people have to know that it's them. They're covering their ass.
Big time.
It's them. It's the media that's covering their ass, because the media is also getting called out too. The media has been doing this for how fucking long?
Ever.
Since day fucking one.
Dawn
Since day one.
And so it is 16, right, Kelly?
It is 16.
It is 16.
In
So
England and Wales.
So say I know. So and but I'm not condoning it. I'm not into the 16-year-old situation. But anyway, we're gonna move on.